ways to win the week with Coach Prime. You better hold on to this because this is good. First of all, you got to work. You don't want to eat, but nobody wants to work. Then you got to wait. You got to exude your patience. Everything don't come instantaneously. Life don't work. You got to be willing to work, be willing to wait, and then you got to win.
What is good, everyone? It's Coffee. Back at it, man. We got some sports news to get to. Make sure you join the discussion in the comments, and let's just get right to it. You guys seen that? You gotta wait. Everything doesn't come instantaneous. Then you gotta win. You gotta work. Everyone wants to eat, but they don't want to work. Some wise words from primetime Deion Sanders, as that's in this new Chevy commercial he's doing. It's crazy right now, man. Deion Sanders is almost becoming as big of an individual as he is as Coach Prime, in his past playing sports career, as he was as primetime, as an active player. You know what I mean? Think about it. I mean, his career has been long over for a while as an active player, you know what I mean? But he did come back to the NFL for those few years, I believe around 2004, and it was crazy. I remember he ran back a pick six versus my Bills, man. Bledsoe threw it. But anyways, he went back to retirement as, a multi-sport athlete, MLB, NFL, had been a sports broadcaster, and as we know, he's been coaching for a while. But if you really peep lately, there's just so much of a push going on for Coach Prime, as I believe he has a reality show, maybe. Am I tripping? I saw a reality show. He's the face of Chevy Silverado now, their pickup truck spokesman for the commercials or whatever, and just inked another Nike deal. And you see he's heavily active every day, pushing everyone to not be lazy, to work hard. Don't let the devil win, as Deion is a very Christian individual. And it's just kind of interesting to point out what an icon he's being in this stage of his career as Coach Prime. Although I know a lot of fans were upset, for him leaving the HBCU to get the job with Colorado. As you know, I saw a lot of individuals commenting regarding that, reacting to it and saying, yo, Deion's just out for the bag. He just wants the money. Comment and let me know what you think about that and what you think about this big resurgence of Deion. Like I said, it's not like Deion ever went anywhere. Again, he played two sports. He was a sports broadcaster for a while. But I just mean right now, if you look, Deion is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel the vibes? Do you see what's going on? Comment also, do you think he'll be able to achieve a lot as a coach with Colorado as he was as a player, as primetime? Jump in the comments and let me know your thoughts. I mean, he did a lot with Jackson State. It was kind of wild to see him walk away. But again, I want to hear what everyone thinks about that as well, about leaving that squad. Tap in. Let's talk about it. It seemingly came out of nowhere. I remember right at the time that tragedy had happened with takeoff of the Migos, and Deion had hit the news still as the Jackson State coach, saying, when his players were in that neck of the woods in Texas, he didn't want them out as a coach of Jackson State. Then next thing you know, like he wanted them in a hotel, safe and sound, not out flunking around in the streets of Texas. And then next thing you know, boom, he's with Colorado. So let's talk about it all. In the comments, your thoughts on Coach Prime. Now, in other news out of the sports world, this was absolutely scary and also very shocking. LeBron James' son, Bronny, collapsed, went into cardiac arrest during a practice at USC. Not much word out other than the fact that he's just out of ICU and said to be stable, but that's it. And it's like, what is this about? We've seen this happen with some athletes before. Is there some kind of underlying health condition or what? Could there be more to this? I mean, like, for real, do you just go into cardiac arrest? Is that normal? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just shocked me. Dude, coming up in his prime, number 27 overall in his class when it comes to the NCAA. He's the number 27 overall recruit, so it's like, why did this happen? And, often we've heard stories of players having some health issues and trying to keep it on the low, because they don't want it to hurt their career when it comes to going pro. Now, obviously, that's not what I'm saying Bronny's doing or anything like that, and touch down there at the university and all that, but it's just a wild situation. What happened? Share your thoughts. Stay tuned for updates. And I know, without even looking, I know already there's probably a ish load of wild theories out there. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Comment if you feel me on what I'm speaking on there. And then last up, as we close out this video, a few NFL updates. My Buffalo Bills, a player, who's one of the greatest in the league, a solid veteran, but he's getting up there in age. And we could have really used him last year going into the playoffs and everything. And we can definitely use him going forward, but he got injured last year and he had to have a surgery. It was up in the air at first if he was going to be coming back. Then they thought he wasn't going to need the surgery. Then he is. Is he going to be ready? Some cats say, don't worry about it. I've heard some individuals say it's going to be more like a mid-season and on thing, like let him rest up. We don't need him till later. We're talking about Von Miller. At this point in the offseason, Von and Jordan Phillips, who's another beast, who I was glad to get back in Buffalo. He's a bully out there. They are both currently listed as active/physically unable to perform. So week 1 ain't necessarily right around the corner. Okay, we're not even into preseason yet, but it ain't that far away. We're under like 2 months till week 1. If someone knows the exact day off the top of their head, comment it below, like countdown to kickoff, how many days there is. If you're Googling it, don't do that. Don't Google and comment in front like you knew what it was. Like, come on, B. Justin Herbert inks a massive deal with the Chargers. As you see here, breaking the Chargers and quarterback Justin Herbert have agreed to terms on a massive 5-year, $262.5 million contract extension per Adam Schefter. If Schefter said it, it's like gospel. He don't come with no fake news fluffery, making him the highest paid QB in the NFL. And then one of my fellow BillsMafia was comparing Josh's deal to this new deal that Herbert signed, saying Josh Allen's deal is a bargain. That's not a slight at Herbert. He's that dude and deserves this. I'm glad he reset the market again, but I applaud Brandon Beane for getting it done early. That's what's so crazy with all these different quarterbacks. Like we saw Herbert, Allen, Lamar Jackson, which things were iffy there. Was he going to stay in Baltimore? Was he going to get franchise tagged? He was representing himself and all that. Like, it all depends when you go up into negotiations, because now, you know what I mean? It's like all timing on who else has signed a deal and what they push their extension to, so who's the next big quarterback that's going to be coming up for an extension, you know what I'm saying? They're definitely going to want to top Herbert's deal. But Herbert, a solid QB. I remember, man, former Buffalo Bills Tyrod Taylor after Buffalo, he went to Cleveland, he bounced around or whatever, but when he was with the Chargers a couple years ago, I was happy for him that he was going to get a shot to start, and then he got hurt, and they said, hey, when you come back, we're going to let you start. This was Herbert's rookie season, but Herbert went out there and balled out. So, and then, Tyrod's injury was much worse than they thought it would be, and it was the franchise's trainer's fault as they punctured his lung. But, Herbert, solid right from his rookie season. He ain't no Josh Allen, but he's a hell of a QB. So comment with your thoughts, everyone out there. I'm sure Scotty's happy about this. And then last up, the Jets revealed these throwback uniforms. They're called their Legacy White jerseys that they are going to wear against my Buffalo Bills in the season opener when we go out there and bust their ish wide open. You know what I mean? When Josh goes out there and gets another W versus Aaron Rodgers. They're going to be wearing these white throwbacks. So let me know what you guys think about those jerseys. But that's it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Can't wait to talk to everyone in the comments. It's been another episode with Jay Coffee Talk, talking music, news, sports, current events, life, and much more. Let's talk. Subscribe. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace. And God bless y'all.